The rail strike's going ahead. It's going to cost about £1 billion for the economy. That's not a good thing in the way that things certainly are at the moment. Particularly hard hit is going to be London. I didn't know this, but supposedly London is lagging behind the rest of the country in its recovery of COVID. So central London is going to be particularly hard hit. 600 businesses, nightclubs, places we work, and cinemas and theatres and all of that, and all the support structure for that and the whole of the country. Now, some people in the country are already kind of boasting, yoo-hoo, we got a week off work, it's back to COVID times.
Back to lockdown. A lot of people enjoyed lockdown, didn't they? They liked
those ones who actually got paid money, people like us, who basically essentially were unemployed for 2 years. It was really tough. Yes, this is the thing, isn't it? Diane, do you have any thoughts about the strikers? Are you full of rage or are you full of pity?
I am not full of pity, I'll be honest with you, because I do feel that the rail... I understand what the Tories are trying to do. They're trying to evolve the rail service. And Boris Johnson has been in trouble with the unions before when he was Mayor of London and he was then trying to close ticket offices in the Tube network, for example. And they're basically striking to keep everything the same, essentially, because they don't want to change... they don't want to change the responsibilities of the guards. They don't want to close the ticket offices. They want a pay increase. Right.
But aren't they entitled to for collective action to try and get a pay increase? I mean, let's think of it from their perspective. We are in this situation where we have a spiralling cost of living crisis. In April alone, workers' real pay plunged by 5%. I mean, this is... It's not good for workers, is it? So aren't they entitled? Well, it's a chicken and the egg situation where they're in a union, thus they get well paid, but then everybody else who's not in a union is going, wait a minute, maybe they're too well paid, but then if they weren't in a union, they wouldn't be that well paid. So...
but
aren't we thinking... Go on.
Also, from our perspective, because we're comedians, the hospitality industry, we were the first to shut. We were the longest that stayed shut. We had to come back with the most alterations. We had to come back because we're face-to-face with people. We had to come back with all the guards that they had to put in, the stickers on the floor, and suddenly restaurants, they couldn't seat as many people, pubs, they couldn't have as many people. So our industry, entertainment, was hit really hard.
It was. As had many other industries.
But hospitality is really going to suffer because nobody can go anywhere. So actually, some of the advice that has been given out by Sacha Lord, who is the nighttime economy advisor of Greater Manchester, what a fantastic job title. Sacha Lord has said footfall is going to be a major problem, so to help out, if you can, walk to a pub. And that's the advice.
Hey, Lord, mate. But you know what? This is unfortunately going to go on. The head of the RMT was asked, he said, you know, does he think it's going to keep on going? He said, yeah, basically, until they get what they want, they're just going to keep on striking.
And as you know, being in London, I mean, everything falls to a halt, doesn't it?
Yeah,
basically, when these kind of things happen. OK, well, we're going to the, what are we on now? The Daily Mail? No, we're on to the Telegraph now. So this is barristers are going to strike as well. Now, this is a new one on me. I thought barristers were relatively well paid.
They are. I mean, the flat whites they can make...
Very good.
But no, obviously, we're talking about legal barristers. Well, apparently, the barristers in the next to strike, as they are going to back walking out. Apparently, after expenses, barristers, in the first 3 years of their becoming this person with the cape and the wig, they make 12,000 something pound after expenses.
12,000 million pounds?
No, not 12,000 million, like literally 12,000, like after expenses, because it is very difficult to become a barrister at the beginning. You have huge amount of debt, you have to do all of this
I can
training.
believe that.
And they, so they were offered a pay increase of 15%, which would equate to about 7,000, but they want a pay increase of 25%, which would equate to about 11,600 and something. Sorry, it's my fag packet maths. So, yeah, they're the next lot to say, I'm sorry, but we can't do this. And I have a funny feeling that now the barristers are going to be taking advices from their clients.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm just surprised to hear that. I mean, this seems like it's spreading to every industry, right? Yeah. Because we're all suffering under the cost of living crisis. So at some point, everyone's going to do this. Josh,
well, they were saying this a few months ago, and that was what the head of the Bank of England was saying. Please don't ask for pay rises because then it's going to make the situation worse. And that's exactly where we're going to now, is everybody's going, wait a minute, they're getting a pay rise. Oh, they want a pay rise. They want...
Well, speaking of which, can we go on to this other story in the Telegraph? And this is about teachers striking as well. Josh, you got these details?
I do have these details. And first of all, they're talking about doing it in in the beginning of the autumn term.
Yes.
If I may be so bold to say to the Teachers' Union, could you please do it like a couple of days before the summer holidays or after, and that way we can get some cheap flights out of this.
Yeah, OK.
That's my 2 cents.
Well, I mean, you've got lots of kids as well, so you will know...
I do have lots of kids. Every day they're out of school is a day that I lose more hair.
Well, there's the impact on you. Yeah. I was thinking more about the impact on them and their education. Maybe that should be the priority.
You're right here. You're right. They are traumatised still. They are much thicker than they would have been pre-COVID.
That sounds like a good excuse.
Yeah. They are dumb.
Nothing to do with genetics, Josh.
No, it's all me and my terrible teaching. Look, first of all, after teaching them for 2 years, I respect teachers. I respect the job that they do.
Yes.
I'm not good at it. I can say that definitively. But it would be nice if they... they deserve more money. They deserve a lot of money. Just give them whatever money there is and just keep my kids in school. Please.
Yes.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think? I mean, teachers have a hard time of it. And I think, I've been a teacher, so I fully understand this. And, but by the same token, when a teacher goes on strike, there are direct ramifications to the children. And I also know that when teachers are missing from school, when kids don't have their education, even a week of missed work is pretty catastrophic. It's very difficult to catch up.
Yes, but I like to think that the teachers, before they go on strike, they will set a homework saying, OK, everybody, make me a placard that says we need more pay, and then all the parents will have to do it, because isn't that what you do anyway? You have to do all your kids' homework anyway, so you'll be there, like, making the placard that your teacher is going to...
You don't do your kids' homework, do you, Josh? You shouldn't.
I don't do my kids' homework, no.
Too hard?
Yeah, I just can't be bothered to that level of interaction.
I hope they're not watching.